Hello students, welcome to time classes. This class is coordinate geometry part 2. Handout is code is QAHO 3571725. Same handout which we use in the previous class. So we'll be solving the remaining questions as well as remaining theory part. I hope everybody has the correct handout. Let's start. This class is divided into different segments. First segment, what we are going to learn about medians. What median is, then what are centroid, orthocenter. We'll be also solving questions from them. What are centroids and what are orthocenter? What is a circumcenter? We'll be also solving a question on circumcenter. Then further, what quadrilaterals are? What type of quadrilaterals we are? Square, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus. So we'll be doing question on this. So there are two parts. First part, we are discussing about medians, centroid, orthocenter, circumcenter, and using the formulas which you learned in the previous class also, maybe section formula, maybe distance formula. Second, additional condition which we are learning in this class, plus on quadrilaterals, we are learning squares, parallelogram, rectangle and rhombus. In the last class, we have learned how to find area of the triangle. In this case, we will be learning how to find the area of a quadrilateral or any polygon with whose vertices are given. So moving further, let's assume a triangle A is given. ABC is a triangle with vertex A as x1 comma y1, vertex B as x2 comma y2, and vertex C as x3 comma y3. If we drop a line from A to BC, a line is drawn which meet BC at D. Now D is the midpoint of BC. Then this line is called median from the vertex A to side BC. This is median of a triangle. That is median. From A we draw a line and we join a point, midpoint of BC. Then this straight line AD is called the median. A median divides a triangle into two parts of equal area. Median divide BC into two equal parts. BD is equal to DC. So coordinate of D can be found out by applying the section formula because its ratio is 1:1. We can safely say coordinate of D are x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2. That's coordinate of D. In this case, BD is equal to DC. These two line segments are equal in length since AD is the median. So how many medians are possible in a triangle? There are three. One from vertex C, which divides AB into two equal parts. Other from vertex B, which divide AC into two equal parts. Now these three medians meet at a point, at a single point, which point is called centroid. That's a centroid of the triangle. Now, most important, all the three medians are concurrent, which can be found out. They meet at a point called centroid. And coordinate of D can be found out by applying the midpoint formula, x2 plus x3 by 2 and y2 plus y3 by 2. That's called mid coordinates of D, which we can find out. Moving further, AD is the median in this case. We can have BE another median, CF another median, and all these three medians are concurrent. They meet at a point called centroid. One important property we have, the point at which these three median meet is called centroid. The point at which these three median meets are called centroid. And AD, centroid divides AD in the ratio 2:1. 2 towards the vertex and 1 towards the side. Suppose B is another median. So BG is 2, GE is 2:1. And CF is third median. Then CG is to GF is 2:1. It's a standard property we use. So if coordinate of A as well as coordinate of D are known to us, We can safely find out the coordinate of G by applying section formula. We can find the coordinate of G by applying section formula. I hope this is clear. So in a triangle, how many medians are there? 3. A median divides a triangle into two parts of equal area. Perfectly right. A median divides the opposite side into two parts, equal parts, because median is found when A is joined to midpoint of BC. That is at point D. I hope this is clear. Moving further, how do we find the coordinate of G? We know the coordinate of A as x1, y1. You know the coordinate of D, x2 plus x3 by 2. In y2 plus y3 by 2. If we apply section formula by using this ratio as 2:1, we get the coordinate of centroid as x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Please remember this property. That means if all the three vertices are given of a triangle, then coordinate of centroid can be very easily found out by x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. We had derive the result by using a section formula by finding the coordinate of D by using section formula. 2:1 is the ratio, whereas coordinate of A is x1 comma y1 and coordinate of D is x2 plus x3 by 2 and y2 plus y3 by 2. Please remember this result. I hope this is clear. Incenter is point of intersection of angular bisectors. If the three internal bisectors of a triangle meet at a point, that's called incenter. And if we take that particular point as center and drop a perpendicular to any of the side, we get in radius. That means if that center, take the radius as an arc, we draw a circle which touch all the three sides internally. It touches all the three sides internally. So incenter is obtained by point of intersection of angular bisectors. Orthocenter is point of intersection of altitudes. Altitudes means a perpendicular drop to a point. Now, please remember one point. In a right angle triangle, the point at which 90 is given is actually the orthocenter. So we can remember this. In a right angle triangle, suppose ABC is a right angle triangle and angle B is 90 degree. Then orthocenter of this triangle is point B, that is point B at angle which 90 is made. So for any right angle triangle, orthocenter can be directly found out by the vertices which is at 90 degree, which makes an angle of 90 degree. Orthocenter is point of intersection of altitudes. Incenter is point of intersection of angular bisectors. Centroid is point of intersection of medians. And how to calculate coordinate of centroid is formula we have written above. x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Then what circumcenter is? Circumcenter, that means the center of a circle which is passing through all the three vertices of a triangle. Circumcenter is point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors of the sides. So point of intersection of the perpendicular bisectors of sides of a triangle is called circumcenter. If from that center we take an arc of length to any of the vertices and a circle is drawn, it passes through all the 3 points of the circle. That's circumcenter, point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors of sides of the triangle. I hope this is clear. One important result. If the triangle is an equilateral triangle, please remember, if the triangle is an equilateral triangle and question is asking you find incenter or circumcenter, simply found out the centroid. That's very easy to calculate. Because in equilateral triangle, all the four centers are by default same. Remember this, if a triangle is equilateral triangle, all the four centers coincide to one point. So if we can find centroid, that comes out true for others also. Centroid, orthocenter, incenter, circumcenter, all are same. If a triangle is right angle triangle, then orthocenter is the point at which 90 degree is made. Third, if a triangle is a right angle triangle, then midpoint of hypotenuse is circumcenter. If a triangle is right angle triangle, then the midpoint of hypotenuse is side opposite to 90 degree. is circumcenter. That is, it is equidistant from all the three vertices. Remember these points. Sure. Let's move to the questions. Question 13. The medians of a triangle meet at 2, 2. Now, medians, there are three medians in a triangle and they meet at a point which is called centroid. And centroid divide the line in the ratio 2:1. We had just seen, if we just go back, centroid G divides AD in the ratio 2:1. 2 towards the vertex and 1 towards the side. Then it says the median of a triangle at 2, 2. Median of the triangle meet at 2, 2 and two of its vertices are 4, 3 and 3, 4. We just make a triangle and we write two vertices as 4, 3 and 3, 4. Then the third vertex is, indirectly we require to find the coordinate of the third vertex, AB. We assume AB in this case. Now one thing for sure we know that medians meet at centroid. Its coordinate is given as 2, 2 and centroid divide in the ratio 2:1. Clear? Now, centroid 2, 2 is given. Let's assume AB be the third vertex. AB is the third vertex and we require to find the coordinate of this third vertex. If we apply the formula written, coordinate of centroid is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Let's assume x1 y1 as AB, x2 y2 as 4, 3 and x3 y3 as 3, 4. So can we say A plus 4 plus 3 by 3? A plus 4 plus 3 by 3 is equal to 2. That is A plus 7 by 3 is equal to 2. Can we say A plus 7 is equal to 6? So value of A comes out to be -1. I am repeating it again. A plus 4 plus 3 by 3 is equal to 2. So A plus 7 by 3 is equal to 2. A plus 7 is equal to 6. A is equal to -1. Now let's find the y coordinate B also. Similarly, we can apply B plus 3 plus 4 by 3 is equal to 2. That is B plus 7 by 3 is equal to 2. B plus 7 is equal to 6. Value of B also comes out to be -1. So we are supposed to find the coordinate of third vertex which is not given to us. That is A comma B. A is -1. B is -1. So can we safely say we found third vertex as -1 comma -1. Now just see the option. First option says -1 comma 1. Second option says 1 comma -1. Third option says -1 -1. Fourth option says 1 comma 1. So anywhere if you did a single mistake and from -1 you obtain +1, you got another choice. That's a trap set. So logically our answer is choice C. So we mark our choice as choice C. I hope this is clear. We use the property for centroid. x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Centroid is the point of intersection of medians. And also we know median divide it in the ratio 2:1. This ratio we doesn't use, but we use the formula. So indirectly we use that property also. I hope this is clear. Now moving to question 11. If ABC is a triangle with A vertex given as A comma B and the midpoint of BC is B plus C by 2, C plus A by 2, then the centroid of the triangle is. Had the vertices be given as A, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, then centroid comes out to be x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Let's try to draw the diagram first. It says centroid. We draw the diagram. Diagram is very simple. We had diagram is ABC is a triangle given. Just see the figure, and we have to find the centroid. Vertex A is given as small a small b. X coordinate of vertex A is small a. Y coordinate is small b. And D, which is the midpoint of BC, is given as B plus C by 2 and C plus A by 2. We have to find the coordinate of centroid. Ratio is given as 2:1. So let's apply the section formula. The centroid G divides the median AD, where D is the midpoint of BC, in the ratio 2:1. Now this 2:1 has to be remembered. This has to be remembered. It's always true. Medians meet at a point called centroid, and centroid divide AD in the ratio 2:1. Let's apply the section formula. M into x2 plus n into x1 upon m plus n. M into y2 plus n into y1 upon m plus n. Section formula you want to apply. Now one side is AB, we know, other side is B plus C by 2 and C plus A by 2, and ratio is 2:1. So it's actually 1 into A plus 2 into B plus C by 2. Now this 2 and by 2 will cancel out upon sum of the ratio, which comes out to be 2 plus 1. For y coordinate we can apply simply, just see 1 into B plus 2 into C plus A by 2 upon sum of the ratio 2 plus 1. It's an internal division. So we apply for internal division. 2 and 2 cancel out. So A into 1 is A plus B plus C by 3, and B into 1 is B, then C plus A by 3. So we simply had A plus B plus C by 3, A plus B plus C by 3. Indirectly this is the proof. How do we find the centroid of a triangle? That has been asked in an examination as a question. So this is the same question. So it is A plus B plus C by 3, and again A plus B plus C by 3. And the question is asking centroid of the triangle. Just look at the option. First option says 2A plus B plus C by 3. Symmetrical option they had framed out. A plus 2 into B plus C by 3. And third option is A plus B plus C, A plus B plus C. And fourth option is A plus B plus C by 3, A plus B plus C by 3. That's the fourth option we have. If you carefully look at the options, options are x coordinate and y coordinate in all the four options are same. So if you by solving commit a mistake and you got different values, you will not find any of the answers. But in this case, it's a straightforward answers. Once we got the answers, we never bother to check other options unless and until all of these are given or more than conditions is given. We straight away mark the answers. But in this case, answer is straightforward. As comes out to be choice. I hope which choice is choice D. So we mark option D as our answer. I hope this is clear. So in this case, we use a property for section for centroid. It divides the median in the 2:1 ratio. We also use section formula. Two properties we use to get the answers. Moving further, then we move to question number 12. Now it says the vertices of a triangle are 0, 0, 9, 0 and 0, 12. The distance between the orthocenter and the centroid of the triangle. A difficult question they asked. 0, 0 is origin. Orthocenter we just learned now, it's a point of intersection of altitudes. Centroid can be easily found out if three vertices are given. Formula is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That's the formula for centroid. Now the vertices of a triangle are 0, 0, 9, 0, 0, 12, and the distance between the orthocenter and centroid of the triangle is, the question want to ask, distance between the orthocenter and centroid of the triangle is. If you carefully observe the vertices, one point is origin. Second point is 9, 0. Its y coordinate is 0. So can we safely say that this 9, 0 lies on x-axis? Just imagine. Sure. And this 0, 12, its x coordinate is 0. So this point will lie on y-axis. So one point is 0, 0. Second point is 9, 0. Third point is 0, 12. And the question says the distance between the orthocenter and centroid of the triangle. Centroid we can easily find. If somehow we found the orthocenter, then we can apply the distance formula to get the distance between orthocenter and centroid. Question seems to be a difficult one. But if you draw the diagram, if you plot the coordinates, it becomes very straightforward question. Let's try this. If you plot the triangle on the coordinate plane, the plane which we talked about in the previous class, origin is 0, 0. X-axis and y-axis are marked. 1.90 lies on x-axis 9 unit away from origin to the right. Another point is 0, 12 lies on y-axis 12 units above the origin on y-axis. Now angle between x-axis and y-axis is 90 degree. So in this case, the triangle formed is by default a right angle triangle. Sure. It's a right angle triangle. And we know one property in a right angle triangle, the orthocenter is the point at which 90 degree is made. It's a point of intersection of altitudes. From 0 to 12, if you drop a height on the line x-axis, it's a straight y-axis. From 9, 0, if you drop a height to a line joining 0, 0 and 12, so that is y-axis, it's again the x-axis. This is a point of intersection of altitudes. So orthocenter we straight away has 0, 0. Since it is a right angle triangle, its orthocenter is by default the point 0, 0. Orthocenter is 0, 0. So 1 point, half the question is solved if you draw the figure. The distance between the orthocenter and centroid of a triangle is 0, 0, 9, 0 and 0, 12. It's a right angle triangle with vertex origin as 90 degree. At 0, 0, it's making a 90 degree. So orthocenter is straight away the origin. Now for centroid, we had a different formula, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Let's found the centroid also, applying this formula. It's 0 plus 9 by 3, which is 3. And 12 plus 0 by 3, which is 4. So centroid is 0 plus 9 plus 0 by 3 and 0 plus 12 by 3. So 9 by 3 is 3 and 12 by 3 is 4. So we get centroid as 3, 4. Now we know the orthocenter, we know the centroid. The question is wants to ask us the distance between orthocenter and centroid. So let's apply the distance formula. Distance between orthocenter and centroid in this case is what the distance between the two coordinates. One point is origin, other point with coordinate as 3, 4. And distance formula is nothing but x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1 ka whole square. That is 0 minus 3 ka whole square plus 0 minus 4 ka whole square. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 16 plus 9 is 25, its square root becomes 5 units. And we had an option also 5 units. So we can mark our answer as 5 units. Is 3 square plus 4 square, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 16 plus 9 is 25, under root 25 is 5 units. That's our answer. I hope this is clear. Sure. It's a good question. Two properties it used, one for centroid, second one for orthocenter. So we will always remember in a right angle triangle, the point at which 90 is made is actually the orthocenter. We can also use one more property we had, the midpoint of hypotenuse. In this case, hypotenuse is a line joining 9, 0 and 0, 12 is circumcenter. So had the question been asking a distance between orthocenter and circumcenter, we could have straight away found out. It's actually half the hypotenuse in this case. So midpoint of hypotenuse is circumcenter. A point at which right angle is made is orthocenter. And coordinate of centroid we can easily calculate by using the formula G as x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. I hope this is clear to all. Sure. Let's move to next question. The good result we use in this case. So in this case, answer comes out to be choice C. Question number 14. Orthocenter of a triangle formed by 2, 2, minus 2, 2, minus 2 root 3, 2 root 3. First of all, we have to find which type of triangle is this. You know the coordinates. So if by applying distance formula, we are able to find the length of the sides, length of its 3 sides. So we can find out which type of triangle is this. Now these coordinates are given as 2, 2, minus 2, minus 2 and minus 2 root 3, 2 root 3. Let this point as A, B and C. So first of all, by using the distance formula, we try to find out the distance between A and B. So 2 minus of minus 2 becomes 2 plus 2 whole square, 4 square, 16. Then 2 minus of minus 2 again becomes 2 plus 2. 4 square is again 16. So 16 plus 16 becomes 32. That is, this comes out to be 4 root 2. First point which we got. That's the length of AB. Similarly, if we found the length of AC, AC is 2 plus 2 root 3, because minus of minus 2 root 3 becomes plus 2 root 3 whole square, plus 2 minus of 2 root 3 ka whole square. Now one part is given as a plus b ka whole square, second part is given as a minus b ka whole square. So plus 2ab and minus 2ab will cancel out. So 2 square is 4, 2 root 3 square is 12, 12 plus 4, 16. That is, both the bracket gives 16. So 16 plus 16 is twice of 16. So which again comes out to be 4 root 2, because square root was there. Now since AB and AC are equal, so this triangle can be an isosceles triangle as two sides are equal. Let's move to the third side. What is the third side is, we have BC. Minus 2 minus of minus root 3 becomes minus 2 plus 2 root 3 ka square. And then minus 2 minus of 2 root 3 ka whole square. In second bracket, minus comes out to be common. So it becomes 2 plus 2 root 3 ka whole square. First bracket, minus comes out to be common. It's 2 minus 2 root 3 ka whole square. Its expression is more or less same as written for AC. If we take minus sign common out, and square of minus sign becomes positive. So it's again a plus b whole square and a minus b ka whole square. So plus 2ab and minus 2ab goes out. So 2 square is 4 and 2 root 3 ka square is 12. 12 plus 4, 16. So 2 times 16. Twice of 16 square root comes out to be 4 root 2. Now one lead which we got, that the triangle formed by these vertices is an equilateral triangle. And in equilateral triangle, orthocenter, circumcenter, incenter, centroid coincides. That means they are at the same point. So if they are at the same point, so if you want to find orthocenter, let's try to find out centroid. It's easier to find out centroid. You remember the formula? We have just used that formula many times. It's x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Please note, we have this liberty only in case of an equilateral triangle, not in other forms of triangle. In equilateral triangle, all the centers are same. So when we move further, so this forms an equilateral triangle since all the three sides are equal. So orthocenter is equal to centroid. Now how do you find centroid of the triangle? Sir, it's x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. In this way we found the centroid. Now these 3 points we assume as ABC. So it's 2 plus minus 2 minus 2 root 3 by 3. We are adding plus, but they are with minus sign. And then 2 minus of 2 plus 2 root 3 by 3. So when you add them, 2 and minus 2 cancel out. It comes out to be minus 2 root 3 by 3, which is minus 2 by root 3, and 2 root 3 by 3 is 2 by root 3. So one of the choices matches, which is option choice B. So our answer comes out to be B. Now if you found out that this triangle is an equilateral, then question becomes simpler. Otherwise, imagine, to find orthocenter you have to do lot of calculations, lot of equations you need to frame. So you have to be, what formula we had used in this case? It's purely a distance formula. I hope this is clear to all. Sure. Next question. Question 15. The point PAB is equidistant from the vertices of a triangle. Now let's do this question without using pencil. Just think out. The point PAB is equidistant from the vertices of a triangle. A point is inside a triangle, or wherever it is, all the three vertices they are equal. Then for this triangle the point is called as, just see the option, circumcenter, incenter, orthocenter, centroid. You remember that if a triangle is right angle triangle, then midpoint of hypotenuse is equidistant from all the three vertices. That is circumcenter for that. So do we get a clue from this, a hint from this? the point AB is equidistant from the vertices of a triangle, then for this triangle the point P is. That means if we take P as center and join all the three vertices, all the three lines are equal. Just see the diagram. We have taken P as center, its coordinate is AB, let's assume. And question says it is equidistant from all the three vertices of a triangle. So when three vertices of a triangle are joined, these three lengths which are shown by red, they all are equal. Can we say if P, we take P as center, and then this length, red length, line denoted by red line, length is as radius. So we get a circle, and this type of circle is called circumcircle. Hence, point P is called circumcenter. So if a point P is equidistant from the vertices of a triangle, then this point P is circumcenter of the triangle. That means from this vertex, if you put a composite point P and take arc of length equal to from this point to any of the vertices and you draw a circle, so circle will pass through all the three vertices. It's a definition they asked. So hence this is a circumcircle, so its center is called circumcenter. Say it's a circumcenter. That circumcenter we have. So choice, which choice we have? Choice A. I hope this is clear. Now let's move to next segment. Distance formula we have used till now. AB is equal to under root of x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1 ka whole square. Now then a point is written for 3 points to be collinear. Prove that the sum of the distances between two pairs of point is equal to third pair of points. Perfectly correct. We use one more property. This point says that if ABC are 3 points, you found the distance AB, BC as well as AC. If sum of any two comes out equal to the third one, then these 3 points are collinear. One more property we had checked for collinear point is that area found by taking these 3 points as vertices comes out to be 0, then the triangle, then these 3 points are collinear. We try to make a triangle by these 3 vertices and try to find out the area. If area comes out to be 0, all the 3 points lie on a straight line, because triangles cannot be found by the points, all the 3 points on a straight line. This we use. Then suppose we need to prove a figure is a square. Just prove that its 4 sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. So whenever you want to check 4 coordinates are given, whether the given figure is a square or not, find all the 4 sides lengths are equal and diagonals are also equal, then the given figure is a square. Just important points. To prove a figure is a rectangle, prove that opposite sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. Opposite sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. Just to prove that it's a rectangle. Rhombus. Prove that the 4 sides are equal. The difference between a square and rhombus is square has all 4 sides equal. Rhombus also had all 4 sides equal. Squares diagonals length are equal. Rhombus diagonal lengths are not equal. Rectangle, prove that opposite sides are equal and the diagonals are also equal. A rhombus but not a square. Prove that its all sides are equal but the diagonals are not equal, because diagonals are equal in the case of square and sides are also equal. Diagonals are not equal in the case of rhombus, despite that all sides are equal. You want to prove a parallelogram, prove that opposite sides are equal. In a quadrilateral, prove that opposite sides are equal. It's a parallelogram. I hope this is clear. A parallelogram but not a rectangle. Prove that its opposite sides are equal but diagonals are not equal, because in a rectangle diagonals are also equal. You want to prove it's a parallelogram but not a rectangle. So prove that its opposite sides are equal. It's a parallelogram but diagonals are not equal, because if diagonals becomes equal, it becomes a rectangle. Just summarizing it once again. To prove that figure is a square, four sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. A rectangle, prove that opposite sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. Rhombus, prove that all the four sides are equal. A rhombus but not a square, prove that its all sides are equal but diagonals are not equal. Sure. A parallelogram, prove that opposite sides are equal. A parallelogram but not a rectangle, prove that its opposite sides are equal but diagonals are not equal. One important point, in all the four figures named above, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, square, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. They meet at 90 degree in square and rhombus. They do not meet at 90 degree in rectangle and parallelogram. Is this clear? Moving ahead. If A 15, B 24 and C 51 are the three vertices of a parallelogram ABCD, then the fourth vertex D is. Now, three vertices are given. We need to find the fourth vertex. You just read now that diagonals bisect each other. They meet at midpoint. So we draw a figure. ABCD is a parallelogram. Vertices are marked as A15, B24, C51 and D as X, Y are the three vertices of a parallelogram ABCD. We have to find the fourth vertex D is. Now, one thing is for sure, intersection of diagonals of a parallelogram is at midpoint. They meet at midpoint. That is, midpoint of AC is 1 plus 5 by 2. We can find out by using a formula, that section formula, extension of a section formula. It says midpoint x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. That is midpoint. So intersection of diagonals of a parallelogram is at its midpoints. It is 1 plus 5 by 2, 5 plus 1 by 2, that is 6 by 2, 3 and 3. We can find, let dy dxy be its fourth vertex. So what we had in this case, its midpoint of the diagonal BD is x plus 2 by 2 and 4 plus y by 2. X plus 2 by 2 and 4 plus y by 2. And midpoint of diagonal AC as 1 plus 5 by 2 and 5 plus 1 by 2. So 6 by 2 and 6 by 2, which is coming as 3, 3. Now these two midpoint has to be the same. Why? Because diagonals bisect each other. So the midpoint of diagonal AC is 1 plus 5 by 2, 5 plus 1 by 2, 6 by 2, 6 by 2, 3, 3. Let's equate these. Can you say 2 plus x by 2 is equal to 3? So 2 plus x is equal to 6. So x equal to 6 minus 2, which is 4. Now 2 option is 4 as the x coordinate. Then 4 plus y by 2 is equal to 3. Y is equal to 2. 4 plus y by 2 is equal to 3. Y is equal to, again we can solve, 4 plus y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6 minus 4. That is 2. So what coordinate we got? We got coordinate of fourth vertex as 4, 2. So our choice is option. So what we have done in this case, we had just equate the midpoints of the diagonals because diagonals bisect each other at the midpoint. I hope this is clear. Yes. So choice is D. Now coming to question 18. 18 says the point minus 2 minus 3, 3 minus 3, 3 9 in minus 2 9 are the vertices of the quadrilateral ABCD. What property we have just learnt now? We are using those properties. 4 vertices are given to us and the question says the point minus 2 minus 3, 3 minus 3, 3 9, minus 2 and 9 are the vertices. The figure is a parallelogram, a rectangle, rhombus, square. All 4 possible cases are given. Let's see. We draw the figure ABCD. -2, -3, 3 -3, 3 9, -2, -9. Coordinates are correct. Then it says length of AB. Just 3 minus of -2, that is +2. 3 plus 2 ka whole square plus -3. Then minus of -3 becomes +3. So -3 plus 3 ka whole square. Now -3 plus 3 becomes 0 and 3 plus 2 becomes 5. 5 ka square is 25. But when you take square root, it comes out to be 5. 5 comes out. 5 comes out. Then we add BC. BC is 3 minus 3. X coordinate are same. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 ka square is 0. Then -3 minus 9 ka square, that is -12 ka square. It becomes +12 ka square. But we are taking square root. So answer comes out to be 12. So AB is 5. BC is 12. What we are trying to find? We are trying to find different sides, length of different sides. Then comes CD. CD comes out to be under root 3 of minus, that is 3 plus 2 ka whole square plus 9 minus 9. Y coordinate are same. It becomes 0. So it's 3 plus 2, 5 square. Then when we take square root, it becomes 5 ka square root. That comes out to be 5. Now AB and CD are equal. Let's to find fourth side is DA. DA is -2. Minus of minus becomes +2. So -2 plus 2 ka whole square plus 9 plus 3 ka whole square. -2 plus 2 becomes 0. 9 plus 3 becomes 12. 12 ka whole square. When you take square root, it comes out to be 12. So we forms a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. They are equal in rectangle. This is not a square for sure. This is not a rhombus for sure. We have to check whether it's a rectangle or a parallelogram. Length of diagonal AC, that is -2 minus 3 ka whole square plus -3 minus 9 ka whole square. -2 minus 3, that is -5 ka square, that is 25. -3 minus 9, that is -12 ka square, 144. 144 plus 25 is 169. And when you take square root of this, it comes out to be 13. AC length comes out to be 13. Length of diagonal. Which formula we are using? We are using purely distance formula. Then we move further. It says then AB square plus BC square is also 5 square plus 12 square, that is 13. So in this way you can say AB square plus BC square is also satisfying AC square. Let's also found the length of diagonal BD. It's 3 minus of -2, that is 3 plus 2 ka square plus -3 of -9. We can say it's -3 minus 9 again comes out to be -12. This is -3 and -9. So that 12 square is 144. 3 plus 2 ka square, 5 square is 25. That comes out to be 169. It again comes out to be 13. That's -9 minus 3. So hence angle B is for sure 90 degree. And length of diagonals are also equal. Length of diagonals are also equal and angle B is also 90 degree. Why? It's satisfying the theorem. Which theorem? 5 square plus 12 square equal to 13 square. It's Pythagoras theorem. And so we can safely say AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to DA. AB is parallel to BC, AB is parallel to CD, AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to DA. And length of diagonals are also equal. Length of diagonals are also equal. Opposite sides are also equal. So what type of figure quadrilateral is this? So this quadrilateral is a rectangle. You just learn. If opposite sides are equal, it's a parallelogram. If opposite sides are equal, rectangle, opposite sides are equal and diagonals are equal. But if you want to prove that it's a parallelogram but not a rectangle, just check the diagonals. But in this case, diagonals are also equal, opposite sides are also equal, and angle B is also 90 degree, angle D is also 90 degree. So this comes out to be a rectangle. So this quadrilateral is a rectangle for sure. Square And rhombus were ruled out in the initial stage when you found all the lengths. When you found AB and BC, they comes out to be different. So option C and option D was ruled out. So there was a close, you have to check between A and B. So that's why we have found side also, we had found angle also, and we had found length of diagonal. If we found diagonal also, it would have also done. But just to check that side meets at 90 degree in a rectangle. I hope this is clear. Move to next question. So इसमें choice comes out to be B. It's a rectangle. C and D were initially ruled out. There was no doubt in that. So we have to figure out from A and B. This is not an easy question. You have to check. You cannot take a guess. It's a rectangle or a parallelogram. You have to find out the length of diagonal also. Question number 19th. Sorry, 20th. Question number 20th. The area of a quadrilateral ABCD found by again 4 vertices in square units. You have to find the area. In the previous class, we have used 2 different expressions to find the area of a triangle. Now in this class, we use the third expression, maybe one method. You have to find the area of a quadrilateral ABCD formed by A00, B36, C93 and D6, -3 in square units. So 54, 45, 90 and 9 were options given. All are multiple of 9. So first we draw a rough figure. Coordinates are given as 0, 0, 6, -3, 9, 3, 3, 6, ABCD. Now to use this expression, half x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3 up to xn yn. Write all the coordinates in an order, maybe clockwise or anti-clockwise. Then repeat the first. If you write in anti-clockwise, you are getting positive value. Whatever the area value comes out, we have to take it as a positive, not a negative. And after writing xn and yn, just repeat the first coordinate. So it comes out to be x1 y2 minus x2 y1 plus x2 y3 minus x3 y2 plus xn y1 minus x1 yn. This is yn. Let's substitute in this expression what we get. Half. Now if ever an coordinate origin is given, take it as the first coordinate, because it will also repeat in the last coordinate, and you multiply it, two rows becomes 0. 2 columns become 0, so multiplication becomes easier. So we write 0, 0, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6 minus 3 and then repeat the first. Had it been pentagon, we have written all the 5 vertices and then repeat the first vertex. Now we start solving this. Half 0 into 6 is 0, minus 0 into 3 is again 0, plus 3 into 3 is 9, minus 6 into 9 is 54, minus 54. 9 into minus 3 is minus 27, minus 3 into 6 is minus 18. We are keeping consideration of sign also. Plus 6 into 0 is 0, minus 3 into 0 is again 0. Once again, 0 into 6 is 0, minus 0 into 3 is 0, plus 3 into 3 is plus 9, minus 6 into 9 is minus 54, plus 9 into minus 3 is minus 27, minus 3 into 6 is minus 18, plus 6 into 0 is 0, minus 3 into 0 is again 0. And we put a mod sign just to take area as positive. Let's count half. 9 minus 54 is minus 45, and 27 and 18 with minus sign also becomes minus 45. So minus 45 and minus 45 becomes minus 90. So minus 90 by 2 becomes 45. That means area comes out to be 45 90 by 2, which is 45 square units. Area comes out to be 90 by 2, which is 45 square units. Now this is one method by which we found the area. This is one method, one way to solve these type of questions. There is one more method. Let's do the second method also. This is one method. Abhi we had choice as B 90, choice as B 90 by 2, which is 45. Now let's come to method second. We know the figure, we had the coordinates given. Let's find the value of AB. How do you find value of AB? It's 3 minus 0 ka whole square plus 6 minus 0 ka whole square root. That is distance between AB by using the distance formula. So 3 minus 0 is 3, 3 square is 9, 6 minus 0 is 6, 6 square is 36, 36 plus 9 becomes 45. So length of AB comes out to be root 45. BC, 9 minus 3 or 3 minus 9 doesn't make a difference. 9 minus 3 is 6, 6 square is 36, 3 minus 6 is minus 3, minus 3 square is 9, 36 plus 9 is again 45. So AB is equal to BC. Now let's try to find CD. CD comes out to be 9 minus 6, again 3, 3 square is 9, and 3 minus of minus 3 becomes 3 plus 3, that is 6, 6 square is 36, 36 plus 9 again comes out to be root 45. So AB is equal to BC is equal to CD. Let's find DA also. 6 minus 0 square is 6 square plus minus 3 minus 0 square is 3 square. 6 square is 36 and 3 square is 9. 36 plus 9, that comes out to be 45 square root. It's root 45. Now in a quadrilateral, all the four sides are equal. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. Which formula we use? We use the formula called distance formula. First method we had used the area expression. Now in this case we are trying a different method. We say it's by using a distance formula. Sure. Moving further. So ABCD is a rhombus for sure. All four sides are equal. Is this clear? Now diagonal AC. Please find the length of the diagonal AC. AC is 9 minus 0 ka whole square, that is 81, plus 3 minus 0 ka whole square, that is 9. 81 plus 9 is 90, that's square root of 90. And BD is 6 minus 3 ka whole square, that is 3 square is 9, plus minus 3 minus 6 ka whole square, which again comes out to be 9 minus 9 square. 81 plus 9, that comes out to be root 90. Now all four sides are equal. We can safely say it's a rhombus, but diagonals are also equal. But in rhombus, diagonals are not equal. So if all four sides are equal and diagonals are equal, so this figure is actually a square. So we can safely say if the rhombus or diagonals are equal, then it becomes a square. If rhombus, diagonals are equal, it becomes a square. That means square is a bigger set. Rhombus, diagonals are not equal. It becomes a square. So we have to find area of a quadrilateral. A very simple question he is asking. He is giving you length coordinates of a square. Just find one side of a square and then find the coordinate area of a square. So I am repeating again. All four sides are equal. That comes out to be root 45. Both the diagonals also equal, root 90. If rhombus diagonals are equal, then it becomes a square. That is, area of a quadrilateral is AB square, which is 45 square units. In this case, we check our expression by using two different methods. Answer is 45 square units. So choice is choice B. I hope this is clear. So we can approach either by method 1, we can approach either by method 2. Whichever method saves our time, we use that method. If we are supposed to find simple the area of a quadrilateral, method 1 we can directly use for any figure, whether it's triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, any figure, as long as all the vertices are taken in a cyclic order. We can find the area straight away. So here question is about to find the area, not the figure. So we can do it by method 1 also as well as method 2 also. Now just repeating what we have covered in this segment. We had covered in this segment. We had started the segment by learning medians. Then we talked about centroid, then incenter, circumcenter and orthocenter. Few important results which we learn: in an equilateral triangle, all the four centers coincide at a point. So if somebody wants you to find in center in a equilateral triangle, just straight away found the centroid, it will do. In right angle triangle, the angle at which 90 degree is there, the vertex at which 90 degree is there, is actually the orthocenter. That's second result we have. Third, in a right angle triangle, midpoint of hypotenuse is equidistant from all the three vertices. So that point is called circumcenter. And half of the hypotenuse is circumradius. This we have learned. Fourth, important result, if we form a triangle by joining the midpoints, we learned in the previous class also, form a triangle by joining the midpoints of three sides of a triangle, then its area is 1/4 of the area of the bigger triangle. And all the four triangle forms are equal in area. Then we move to few properties of quadrilaterals, how to find their area, and then we discuss what are squares, difference between squares, rhombus, parallelogram, and rectangle. In the last example, we are finding a difference between a rhombus and a square. Diagonals are equal, all four sides equal, so it becomes a square. If diagonals length comes out to be different, so by default it becomes rhombus. Same applied to parallelogram and rectangle comparison can also. I hope this is clear. So more or less we had solved the complete handout. Please revise your handout, solve it thoroughly, and then we move to the next classes. This segment is complete. Sure. Thank you. यहाँ पे choice is B, discuss. Thank you. Thanks.